Welcome back. Dr. Harold Demuren joins us now. He's the Director General of Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed.
Well, civil aviation, I know you might have heard people say that this is a civil aviation matter.
You're right.
So how did you get to to the top there?
This matter we're discussing,
Yeah.
but really if you look at it, I also feel we need to put in the proper perspective.
Okay.
What's happening in the UK is what's happening in Nigeria. There is a slot problem in UK. There's a slot problem in Nigeria. And case closed, that's how it is. They have a problem over there. They have congestion, so they cannot have enough slots for our own designated airline. And the equivalent organ here in Nigeria also have to review the winter schedule, had similar problem, and they take a decision. That's what it is.
Okay, but why is it that people seem to be a lot more concerned now? Because since we've had some similar matters previously, what makes this one different from the ones they had previously?
Nothing different than this.
Wow.
The question basically is this, that, you know, when you have a problem, we need to resolve it. Frequency without slot means no frequency. I can give you 25 frequencies. Have you have no slot? You can't fly. A stranger cannot enter a country as a matter of right. It's a privilege. That privilege is determined through BASA, and you are given frequencies. If you have those frequencies and you still cannot land, what do you do?
We didn't say, or they didn't say you can't land. They said you have to pay for it.
They're ready to pay. They've been paying before.
Or if you decide to go to this particular airport, well, you have to pay for this one. Every other one is free.
No. That's not the issue. They have been paying before. They don't pay in Nigeria. We don't charge them in Nigeria. They've been paying in UK. They have been paying. They bought those frequencies from BMI. They are not going to pay. They have been paying for this frequency. But they were now withdrawn. There are no more frequencies. Listen, frequencies without slot means no frequency. Don't be deceived.
Wow.
You know,
you can't land.
Because this winter season, or let's just put it Christmas and festive season so that people can understand it proper, we have more passengers.
That's
you know,
right.
the traffic is heavy. But again, why don't we as a government now say, well, if you've been landing free of charge, since you've been asking us to pay, why don't we say, okay, you pay, so that we don't let the passengers suffer?
Let me say, the interests of the passengers are paramount in our mind. Safety, security, and comfort. That's what we all
Because
stand for.
that's your agency.
That's what we do all the time. And this is very important. I want to explain this very clearly. When what's happening in UK right now, my office is well briefed. The letter written by FAN have been copied. This is FAN affairs. FAN is an airport service provider. BA equivalent in UK is British Airport Authority, and they have the ACA that is handling the slot.
Is that the equivalent with FAN here in Nigeria?
No, that one is the slot committee. Equivalent of that is the slot committee in Nigeria.
Okay, that's the airport coordination.
Exactly. That's what has happened. They've taken decision in UK that they have this and this and this. We have reviewed our winter schedule. They have seen the same situation. They've taken decision, and that's what happened. You should sit down and talk and sort it out. Simple.
It's interesting, you know, that our own did not happen until until Arik Air came crying, you know, that this is exactly what is happening to us.
It's unfortunate that we are seeing this way. There's a slot. We have winter schedule, which normally you will apply, and you tell them when you are coming, and this and this and this. That's the process. It's handled both by the ministry and our agency, with FAN and Co. and NAMA also involved, to make sure that people can come in on time, have no delay, no something. And they've seen this. They've been discussing this. They have this problem. Now they've not taken a decision. We cannot. We have no room for this, and that's what we've done. So if you have on that side, you can trade in. If you have this house, you can trade in. You can. So this matter can be resolved. It's not cannot resolve. But the question is this. Let me make this very clear. And Nigerians understand this. Frequency without slot, no frequency. Nothing has changed in the BASA. We are a law-abiding country. We sign BASA, we move total with that BASA. There are 21 frequencies. We have not withdrawn any of those frequencies. They have their 21 frequencies. Nigeria has 21 frequencies. The only carrier we have now is ARIC. They fly 7 to Heathrow and out of Lagos, and they are doing 5 out of Abuja. They've lost those 5 from Abuja because they don't have those slots again. If you have no slot, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You must have slots. So we need to discuss, and I believe that as we continue this, we'll resolve this issue.
So while ARIC was not flying to Heathrow, BA was flying to Abuja.
Oh yes, they're flying 7 flights, daily flights.
But subsequently, are we thinking about, for instance, getting some charges also? Like maybe putting some charges to bring in.
Very good question.
Since you were paying the...
Very good question. Very good question. I'm looking with FAN. You see, this is the prerogative of FAN. I'm a regulator authority. FAN is a service provider. Those are the questions I'm asking this question. If they are charging us over there, and we're not charging them over here, what's happening? Can we look at that? And this and that, and that looking. But right now, situation is such that they are even paying. They're ready to pay. But there are no slots.
That's interesting.
Okay. And Nigeria's carrier is ready to pay over there.
They've been paying before.
And now with the money, there are no slots.
No slots.
No, but they're also complaining. I mean, they're complaining that this is also eating away at their profit margins. We know, we know it's been like in the Nigerian aviation sector, and how sometime recently they were given bailout funds.
Right.
I'm wondering, did you ever get the money first of all? Did that money get to the aviation sector?
Well, I think it's coming now.
It's coming now, okay? Because this money was promised. It was promised. Is close to a year back now. This money was promised.
Yes.
So if it's just coming now,
some of assets.
Okay, so
some conditionalities of the CPN you have to fulfill.
And if this new airline, as it was, because relatively new, has to pay some £1 million,
yes,
for landing slot, that's definitely a lot for an airline that's just coming up. So if at some point we decide to even look at it and say, okay, fine, maybe you should start charging for this as well, the profit will not be going to the airline, will it? Whatever margin, whatever difference it is, because if the ACL is making money from ARIC and a host of other airlines, if FAN decides to make money as well, that money is not going to get to ARIC.
Very good question, my sister. Very good question. But those are the new areas that we are reviewing this now. Those are the areas need to be looked to directly, because you have to look at the airline operating cost. We say airlines are not profitable. The competition is not the same. What we face is not the same. You come here, you don't pay anything. You have free thing to come. Over there, before we come, we must pay. Not only must pay, even the few frequencies we have, you are taken away from us. It's not right. This has to balance. That we call it bilateral. The two sides must benefit from this. And it must be. We don't have that right now.
So now, okay.
Yeah, the reason why I'm saying this again is because if ARIC is not going to benefit from this, or if you decide to charge, how does it help ARIC?
I think what we should do
or airlines like
Nigerian airline, any Nigerian airline that is being subject to that thing on the other side, we must make sure when we do the same here, somehow there are some compensation. I mean, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. That's
for those who think that the 1 week extension which was granted should have been refused, because since business is going on from over there here, and then the same is not happening from here there, we're still losing as we discuss.
Let me say this: I think government has acted in good faith.
Okay.
This is not anything against British government or Nigerian. That is not true. We're talking about. Listen, there's
economics.
It's economics. We've signed agreement. Our people over there could not land, and he come crying. Look, I can land. You give me frequency, I can land. So, and it happens to be at the same time we are reviewing the winter schedule.
Oh,
okay.
It just happened we are reviewing it at the same time, and finance written that look, we have constraints here and there. We cannot do this, and they now notify them. What the age cry? But then sit down and resolve the issue. As simple as that.
Okay.
Perfect timing then.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Well, I know, being the regulatory body, Mark earlier asked Mr. Oresi that question about fumigation.
Oh, okay.
That should be within your purview, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. It's a standard procedure when you are going from, what we say, when you leave from let me try to use the real word you use from the, you are coming from the, it's not the hot region we call it, you're coming from one region to another, particularly which we see malaria driven, or you might have infectious area, you have to do this. There is what we call cooperative arrangement for prevention of communicable diseases, CAPSCAP. In fact, just did a major conference in Abuja, in which part of it is those things are approved by the WHO, that you can do to fumigate when you're coming from. It's not time and come to what we call it. Just.
So in other words, it's not as if
no, it's not exactly
hazardous.
No, not at all.
No, the reason why
just
that
ensure that you don't carry any germs from that area to another one. It's a spread of communicable diseases. So you just fumigate another. It's sometimes not very good for the nose. They just cover for a few minutes.
It's malaria a communicable disease?
Listen, can't have malaria in the UK. What did they tell you?
Of course you'll be quarantined, but I'm asking, here in Nigeria, we know the realities.
Yes.
Malaria is not communicable.
It's not just malaria. I'm talking about flu, SARS, you remember we had the SARS problem?
Which did not get to Nigeria. It was an Asian country.
Pandemic, all those ones. You need to do it. It really can be a major problem all over the world. Therefore, we have this in place, and that's all you do too.